Welcome back to the channel. We're going over the Nasdaq 100, the SP 500, and exactly what is happening with the market. We're not going to waste time. We're going to get exactly into everything we need to talk about. First, I want to talk about what happened on Friday, Thursday, whatever it may have been, June 3rd. Musk asked Tesla executives to pause all hiring, cut 10% of staff amid super bad feeling on the economy. This was a pretty big tweet, and if you saw what happened to Tesla stock after that statement, over the course of the whole day, it dropped from 774 down to lows of 700, really sticking at that demand zone down here. Now, what is the reason for this? Why was he saying this? Now, is Elon Musk in touch with actual grasp of reality that the market is actually in a major bubble, that we are actually have reason to be concerned? It's worth mentioning Tesla is one of the best car companies in the nation. And from this statement, let's see what Joe Biden said. Literally within 2 hours of him making this statement, Biden's response was exactly this. While Musk is talking about that, Ford is increasing their investment overwhelmingly, Biden said. Ford is increasing investment and building new electric vehicles, 6,000 new employees, union employees, I might add, in the Midwest. So, lots of luck on his trip to the moon. Elon Musk, of course, trolled, "Thanks, Mr. President," then flaunting all the billions of dollars given to him by Joe Biden and the U.S. government. Now, what are the actual numbers, though? Why was no one talking about the actual numbers from Ford, from GM, from Honda? Now, Ford, if you do know, and already in 2022, they are down to 70% from their sales model that they had in 2021. Now, we do know it was very easy to get loans back in 2021. It's getting harder now. It's still pretty easy. But if you look at right now, what's happening? In February, they were down 20%. They were down over 10% in April. And then so far right now, they're down 4.5% in May. This is just month over month. And this is what's happening. So their sales are declining. But it's important to know that the government does not shed light on what is happening in the negative side of the market. That's why you have to go to YouTube. You have to go to the news. You have to really search out this information and data for yourself because they're trying to hide what's really going on. But what are these other names doing? What are the other car companies? If we can see in the month that just passed for May, you can see, yes, Ford is 4.3%. We got Lincoln, 6.8%. Ford again, the motor company there, 4.4%. Acura down 64%. Honda sales down 56%. American Honda down 57%. So you're seeing Honda right here. That's global right there. So you can continue going down. Mazda 63%. A lot of these names double digits on the downside. These are very big names you're seeing here. These are not just, foreign car makers. You have Lexus, Toyota. These are all big names coming in here. So this is very important to know. This is what's really happening in our American economy, specifically in the car industry. And you have our president saying things like this. And so when you come back to reality and you look at what's really going on here, you have Musk that is supposedly for the people, trying to shed good light on what's happening. Now, what do I think is going to happen this week coming into the market? Now, you have a lot of big stuff happening Monday morning. Tomorrow morning, you're going to get the Amazon stock split, so you're probably going to get a little bit of volume. It's probably going to be great volume, to be honest, on the stock. Probably one of the best volume days you've seen in the past year, 2 years. So that's going to be pretty interesting. But looking at the Nasdaq, on the micro level, you can see this trend line that you have formed basically since June 3rd, going into that whole day of just pure downside. It was just downside. You can never really break back above this. And then you saw we stalled here at the end of the day. Nothing really good to see there. It was really a terrible trading day if you go back to Friday through the end of Thursday. It was just nothing going on. So what's happening in this range? You saw a key breakout. This is something we like to see, but you shot right back down. Now we go to the S&P. What's happening there? This is literally the whole day trade. This is the trading day of Friday. You did nothing. You chopped back and forth, and nothing really came out of this. In my opinion, you're sitting still very high of these ranges, right? So we've talked about this quite a bit. You're still sitting at this high of about 416, 415. You're down at 410 right now. So you're not really that bearish yet. The top side we have, if you do get above this range, if you can ever mount above this range right here, like we thought we were going to get, then you're going to be looking for that upside pressure towards 427, 428. But as of right now, you continue to get rejected from this region. So you have to anticipate more downside based on how this is coming out. Not to mention, you do have CPI data coming out this week, which is very big for inflationary numbers. And we've already seen job numbers and actual payroll dropping as well. So this is kind of concerning as well. You can also see those higher lows that you have formed right here are looking to kind of break coming into the beginning of the week. That's also concerning. But what I want to really spend time is looking on the broader spectrum spectrum of the chart. Now, you can look and you can see, yes, we have broken this downtrend that we had formed right here. You broke through it very strong, pushing back to the up. The Nasdaq is going to give you the best overall look when you're looking here. Looking at the Nasdaq, we zoom out a little bit more. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4. You broke here. Now you're looking back to the upside. Now, when you come in a little bit closer, we're going to go back to the 1 hour chart so you can see. As we zoom in here, you can really see you're fighting on that trend, and it's looking like downside pressure. I am absolutely shocked on Friday that you did not test this zone, because if we come back, you can see we've already had multiple tests of this zone. 1, 2, 3. We should have had a 4, but it did not come into play. So I do think that's very interesting that we have not tested that range. I think if we did come down and test this range and we bounce back up, that'd be a very strong look to come into this week. But right now, this is leaving me with a very big question mark, because I'm wondering, are you going to get a retest of this 12.45, 12.47 range? You've already had 3 touches, and this would be your 4th right now. If you come through this range, in my opinion, you are going to get a very, very, very quick touch of about 12.2. And most likely, I would have to anticipate a touch of around 12 flat. That's where I would have to even go. I wouldn't even say it's going to be 12.1. I would say about 12.50 down to 12 flat. That's where you'd be pushing. So it would almost be in a hurry pushing down if you broke past this chop and then breaking back down through there. So right now, my big question is, can you hold this 12.45 region? If you do, I do think you're going to get some upside pressure going into CPI and throughout the week as well, unless we get some crazy data releases throughout the middle of the week or the Fed says something absolutely wild. The Fed also did say that they're looking for more BPS hikes, and they could see a reason to keep 50 BPS hikes going all the way through September. They did not say that was off the table. There's still cause for concern, and they said inflation has not peaked. So these are all things that I'm currently looking at, and I am not sold on this being bullish, but I'm not sold on this being bearish yet. The major thing to look at here too is VIX. We're looking at the volatility index, and the VIX is just trending to the downside. This is very strange to see when considering the movement that you saw when you're actually getting the dump. You were pumping. But if we go back to SPY right now, as you're trending sideways, yes, it is sideways per se right now, still trying to hold those higher lows. VIX is really just falling through it. So VIX, if you can get back above 30, you're very bearish. However, if VIX starts getting below 24, this key range right here, this is a giant range to be honest, but if you get past this range about right here, 24, in my opinion as well, you have to start looking at the market from a very bullish perspective, because the bears are looking to hold this region. If you break below this, again, I'm flipping probably to the bullish side, aiming for some Amazon, Tesla, things like that, possibly getting some bounces back into the market there. But if you do hold this region, which you have held this region basically since the start of this dump, you have to be anticipating that the SPY and indexes will continue dropping back down towards the downside. So what am I looking at? I'm looking at the beginning of this week. One, I'm following these higher lows that you have formed here right now. If you come out and you look right now, you can see those higher lows are still intact. Boom, you're still holding those. Those are good. Going into SPY, this is exactly what I'm looking at. Now we go into Nasdaq. I want to be very clear. This is where you're going to get the big answer in my opinion, because this was leading the market. If you get below 12.45, in my opinion, you are going to be flipping and you're going to be losing a lot of strength. In my opinion, VIX would probably start to bounce. So if you hold this region here, you're looking for more intensive upside. If you lose this region here, you're looking for more downside. That's my opinion on the market. That's who I see us moving. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good trading day.